from the footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our Week 1 Mountain West Conference Game of the Week preview between the Utah State Aggies and the Utah Utes. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with Utah State.
Let's start with Utah State's defense, and right now they have to keep that young quarterback of Utah, Travis Wilson, guessing back there in the pocket. Different zone blitzes, different coverages, keep him guessing, make him throw into a trap, and you can have some success. And they also have to get the young wide receivers in the groove early. The Aggies are breaking in 3 new starters at the receiver position, and they have to develop their timing with the outstanding quarterback, Chucky Keaton. Now let's move over to Utah in this ball game, and this week versus Chucky Keaton is going to be more about getting push instead of getting pressure. You want to keep him contained in that pocket, tackle to tackle. Otherwise, if he gets outside, he can do a lot of damage. Now on the offensive side of the football, when the Utes were dominant, they could run the ball against anybody. So when you look at senior running back Kelvin York, it's going to be up to him and the rest of that offensive line to get that ground game going early, so that way they can have a chance to control the clock and keep that explosive offense of Utah State off the field. The X factor for the Aggies will be the offensive line. We know they're talented up front. We know all 5 starters return, and they're led by center Tyler Lawson. Can they keep the Utah Utes out of the backfield and keep the pocket clean for Chucky Keaton? That could go a long way in these guys having success throughout the course of the game. The X factor for the Utes will be strong safety Tyron Morris Edwards. His run support will be vital this week. If they can slow down the running game, and that way Utah State becomes one-dimensional, the Utes have an excellent chance to win this one at home. Now here are some coaching points for both teams in this matchup. For Utah State, you want to play the run on the way to the quarterback. Right now, there's not a proven commodity in the backfield for the Utah Utes, so you can get aggressive in your pressure packages. Also, you want to play small ball early and open it up later. 9 times out of 10, road teams want to come in and go for the big play very early in the ball game, and that's how they get down quickly. You want to go small, then go big later on. And you want to move the pocket for Chucky Keaton. One thing I like about Utah is that they do a great job of getting pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Keep Keaton on the move, and that way you could be better protected in the passing game. And let's look at Utah in this matchup. They want to own the edges on defense. We talked about this earlier, keeping Chucky Keaton contained tackle to tackle. Your pressure has to come from within, so look for a lot of A-gap and B-gap type of pressure. And also you want to stay ahead of the chains, and that leads right into my third point, developing the ground game early. You want to have those long sustained drives to keep your defense fresh and keep their offense off the field. Now here are some of the 2014 draft prospects you want to watch for in this ball game. For Utah State, they have an outstanding junior quarterback in Chucky Keaton, a dual threat type of a guy that's an accurate passer, one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the country. And center Tyler Lawson, in my opinion, is the best center in college football, does a great job on both ends of offense as far as run blocking is concerned, as well as pass protection. Now for Utah, Trevor Riley is an outstanding defensive end prospect, may transition to an outside edge rusher in a 3-4 defense at the next level, always a nuisance up front versus opposing offenses. Before he became a future Hall of Famer in the CFL, Anthony Calvillo is a guy that was an outstanding quarterback for the Aggies in 1992 as well as in 1993. And in that 93 season, he led the Aggies to a co-Big West championship in their first bowl bid since 1961. Chris Fuamatu Malafala was a big back that no one wants to tackle in the Western Athletic Conference during his time with the Utah Utes. Here's a guy that was Freshman of the Year in the WAC and was a 2-time All-WAC performer. I like Utah State in this ball game. I love what the Aggies have done over the last 2 seasons. They've recruited well. They're armed with an outstanding quarterback in Chucky Keaton. And for Utah, there's too many unanswered offensive questions right now for the usually potent Utes. What a great way to kick off college football this year with the outstanding Week 1 rivalry matchup.